Hello, welcome to Geeks Assembled. And me and Susan are together discussing another amazing TV series. This time, this is from Apple TV, starring Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell playing the same character. Um, we are talking Monarch, a Legacy of Monsters. It's a Godzilla themed TV series with a few surprises here and there. Um, Linked to the movies what have gone before, so you do have cameos of people popping up in this what have been in the movies, like Skull Island and Godzilla King of Monsters and stuff like that. Um, and it's all about the Titans and the Underrealm.
Mhm.
So we'll go over to Susan and her opening thoughts on Monarch, Legacy of Monsters.
Okay, first thing, it starts off in 1945 to 48
Mm,
in Hawaii and Japan. Um, I can't get it to show up very dark. My pen is dry. So I'm just not going to do that. But 1948, 1945, they were doing some experiment with like the increasing the atomic power of a weapon, and they used it on Godzilla, and it gave him inside of his body more energy than he'd ever experienced before. And instead of killing him, it just made him stronger. And as he went, it no longer was just a ridge back of those 5-part starry plates that were like on like those dinosaur ridges on the back on the dorsal.
hmm
Um, it was like he was each of those things was like a nuclear response, a gamma radiation, uh, both emitter and receiver. And so that's where Godzilla got his atomic breath. And then later on in the show, you see that this whole planet is surrounded by like uh, gamma radiation, and they talk about like how just if you go just down underneath the surface of the planet, there seems to be another realm. Lee mentioned it. It's called the Underrealm, but it's not really in the planet Earth because that's like volcanic, and you know it is a sort of like a portal to another place, another space-time continuum, and one with differing time values. I was going
Yeah,
to show you the differing time values because the same time that they lost May, uh, the grandmother, not May, they lost Keiko,
yeah,
uh, Dr. Keiko Mura. Um, they also they were also like trying to, you know, stop the Titans from ever coming up again. And that was in 1940, and then like she spent like, what was it, like 75, well, from 45 to 2000 is 55 years plus 25 to now is, so that's 55 plus 25 is 80. So basically 80 years she's been living a very slow life. Like she's only experienced 57 days
Yeah.
since 1945. And that's a little bit of timey-wiminess right there. And the realms run different at different speeds, and like it's kind of that Narnia thing where these kids go in and they spend their whole adolescent life there, all the way up to their adulthood, and they're crowned king and queen, and they have like this adventure, and then they come back and they have to be de-aged as they go back into the look to the wardrobe. Anyway, it's just really from adults, from people with big beards, all the way back to kids. And that's why the two Russells, Wyatt and Kurt, are so important in this, because Kurt plays Lee later, now.
Hmm.
A little bit, he played him in the 80s and in the 70s and 60s. But before the 60s, it's all played by his son, Wyatt. So all the 40s, the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, where there's quite a little bit of activity, including Lee going in and searching for her and coming out, having not found her, but coming out in what turned out to be the 80s.
Mm.
So I mean,
It's all about wormholes and portals and.
uh-huh,
Mhm.
uh-huh, and Monarch is sort of in possession of keys and understanding in this area, and they know it all ties to the Titans. Like the Titans themselves are sort of nuclear gamma radiating beasts that would make uh would make um Dr. David, or whatever, Banner, very happy. I mean, they may have actually been able to cure the Hulk, but there's just so much going on there, and I love the fact that in this they talk about the Titans, and they really show a few of them, but there aren't like they haven't started showing the major ones like Mothra, Gigan, uh, um, they do show the bug ones. They do
There's
show,
there's a flying one, wasn't there?
yeah, there was a flying one, and then there was the one with the turtle tail or whatever. So yeah,
Mm.
um, so those Titans they've shown, so they still have a long way to go with this.
If it comes to a second season,
Yeah, if it comes to a second season.
you know how fickle these TV studios are.
Yep. And the other thing that's really wonderful about this is that they're these young people that they've got, like Kate Rhonda. I mean,
Hmm.
she has PTSD because she saw a whole bus of kids that she was tasked to make sure were okay on this field trip from the school that she's a teacher at, that she's responsible for. They all get killed by Godzilla. I mean,
And that's harking back to the movie a few years ago where
yeah,
they attacked San Francisco.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all connected.
So she's yeah, they really are, they do have a big universe. and Toei is really changing kind of they they're not they haven't I'm sorry, they haven't changed the monsters. They're changing the cast members. Let's just say that
Mhm.
from the original movies. But they are really good at this. It's a really awesome TV show, and I enjoyed it every single week. I watched it. I was so excited for it every week, and I didn't know I could, get so sucked into a movie about a TV show about kaiju. And
Mhm.
now I've got a consumer at work, and one of my supervisors, or one of the bosses at my job, has a whole room full of kaiju. So it's just fun, like being able to share this fandom with other people. And sharing it with you, Lee, this is really cool too. So tell me what you think. I want to know what you're up to with this.
I enjoyed it. I sat through it all this week. I do like the way they've intertwined the movies into this
Mhm.
and put connections here and there. I mean, it was good to see the cameo from John Goodman um, in a couple of episodes, reprising his role from um, Kong Skull Island movie. Because that was and he's playing Bill Randa, who was in his younger days romantically linked with what's her name, Doctor. Oh, what's her name, Doctor? The one who got lost in the realm.
Keiko.
Jacob, yeah. Because it was those three, wasn't it? It was Bill Randa, her, and Leyland Lee Shaw, and so you've got an older version of Bill Randa, you've got a younger version, you've got an older version of Shaw, and so I like the way and the way they've used the two Russells because they do look alike, being father and son. So that you can watch it and think, yeah, it's the same person, sort of thing. Um, and then you say you've mentioned the young ones, the three young ones in this. Two of them finding out that they're both step brothers and stepsister. So you've got the human element in this as well as the monster element and the sci-fi element.
Yeah,
Um,
and both of those guys, both of their families just wanted to throw the other family under the bus.
but so when they find out that the father's been cheating on both wives,
A little bit of Pat Troutening.
and
Ooh,
say you've got the amazing Godzilla effects, and the other Titans what appeared in this. They didn't go over the top with the Titans, as you said. They haven't shown other things what we know about, and as well, it's all this timey wimey portals backwards and forwards in time. As Shaw comes out in 1982 and is shoved into an institution for the rest of his life by who he thought was a friend, locked away until he escapes, of course. Uh, and you see, then you've also got, you say, you lose Shaw in the realm later on when they're escaping. But you say that you've got the big cliffhanger. If nobody's seen it, I don't care. Uh, the big cliffhanger of this season is they all come back from the Underrealm 2 years later, when they've only been there a matter of hours. 2 years later, and they come out on Skull Island. And of course, what's roaring in the background and going through the trees? Kong. And that's where it's left. Now, if Apple TV don't make a second season of this, they'll get that. But yeah, I mean, I know if there is a second season, they'll most probably won't have Kate and Wyatt Russell in it, because I think they've done that with their characters. So it'll
They
mostly be
did
just
they did
the
so many cool things with those two though. I mean, like that was they made this character of Lee Shaw really, really, you know, empathetic and somebody that you really felt for. I mean, oh, well, he felt for you and then you felt for him. It was like,
when he
wow.
did within halfway through the series, he wondered what he was doing, because he was taking control of the facilities, stealing all their explosives, and I'm thinking,
Huh?
is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Yeah,
But he wanted to close the portals.
he wanted to.
He thought he was doing good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Um, but as we say, we seem to think that we lost him in this series, but you never know. He could come back if.
Yeah,
But for me personally, I think if the second season happens, I think they'll just move on with the three youngster characters,
yeah,
because I think they've done with the 50s, 40s, and all like that. They're
yeah.
moving forward. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I say it was all of it. It was going across the world in this one. It was Japan. It was
San
where else?
Francisco.
San Francisco. So they popped all over the place in the was it in the Arctic?
Yeah, and then Russia
Yeah, so
and then
it was all over the place.
Africa. Yeah,
Yeah. So, but I
that
didn't.
one Titan, that Godzilla coming out in Africa
Yeah,
with dad sitting there going, I wasn't expecting him.
yeah. Oh, and then, I mean that one in the snow as well, where it feeded on heat and fire. That was a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
one.
that was cool.
No sooner did you try and heat yourself up, he was out there getting the. Yeah, it was. The effects in this were brilliant,
Yeah, they were.
and as I say, the characterizations of it by the characters. I don't know the
I
version I
care
watched.
so much about young Miranda, like Kate Randa and May. I mean, those two being together. I thought they were they need to be together, like together.
Yeah, so I
And I
wonder.
think that that's something that because they're from San Francisco, I thought for sure that they would just it would have just been sort of a fait accompli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, because she did go to bed with the brother, didn't she?
Uh-huh. She is.
So I wonder how he felt.
It's just,
But he felt a bit put out.
uh,
I know the version I watched, um, when the Japanese characters were talking in Japanese, there was no subtitles.
there wasn't in the
Ah, right. So that's how it was made.
yeah,
So how do you know what there was? Yeah, I know I got a sort of gist of what they were going on about, but
yeah,
it might have been helpful if there was just a few subtitles to understand what the conversation was.
yeah,
But but all in all, it didn't really take that much away from the enjoyment of the series.
right.
Uh, Anything else you want to say about Monarch Legacy?
Um, yeah, I love that all of these things that the Titans are actually sort of in a multiverse by themselves.
Yeah.
They have they have their own sort of universe and rules, and I just think that's such fun. I think that Toei and or Toho is, that's a fantastic produced by Toho. What is the executive? Who knows? Okay, anyway, just really an amazing, an amazing story arc, that's for sure.
Yeah. It was enjoyable. I mean, what was it, 10 episodes? And the episodes were only about, what, 40 to 50 minutes long. It varied.
Yeah,
Uh, but none of the episodes were sleeper episodes. Each episode had a story. It dragged you in.
yeah.
So you
Yeah,
felt for every
that was also awesome. Yeah.
you felt for
Oh,
every character.
uh-huh.
There was no one in this what you thought. Well, I couldn't really care about you.
Right?
Even the people what worked for Monarch, you felt for
Yeah.
them because they were just trying to protect things. Um,
Folks like Joe Tippett, who played Tim, um,
yeah,
you just were like, is there any hope for you, dude? Because I mean, and then Meyerly Taylor as Natalia Verdugo. She was awesome too.
I mean, also you've got the other company, not Monarch, Apex.
Apex, yeah,
Now, I think I know what's going to happen there if it carries on.
yeah.
You're going to get Mecha Godzilla, aren't you? And
Oh,
because they were experimental animals with cybernetics.
yeah,
So if this carries on and on with TV and movies, I think that's where it's going to go.
yeah. That makes sense.
So hopefully there will be a second season. Maybe what leads into another movie. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So
me too.
anything else you'd like to say about this about Monarch?
No, yeah, it really was the most engaging show of recent memory. The fact that it would, draw me in every single week. I was just like,
Well, as to say, it's on Apple TV.
uh-huh,
I've said this in the past. Apple TV comes along and they have a really good series, and then they don't have much else to watch. They've had Foundation,
yeah,
Ted Lasso,
yeah,
um, Monarch,
yeah,
and all the other things they've got on there. You don't feel like watching, but when they do bring out these new series, they're great. So you would think they'd put a bit more output of some other great stuff to watch.
agreed, yeah,
Because you can't have a TV channel on based on the success of only maybe three series of programs.
yeah,
You, you need a big catalogue of shows what are good. And if you make them like Monarch and Foundation, you're onto a good thing.
yeah,
So come on, Apple TV, pull your finger out, put some more good stuff up on there.
yeah.
So anything else before we go to final say and score?
Um, rar. That's all. That's all I have to say is rar.
Rawr. So, what?
Also, I love the trope of the spherical transportation devices that they use. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was so much like 2001, the those pods that they had in there.
Well, you take from here, don't you? You steal from there.
Mhm. It
You
was fun.
steal from the best.
Yeah.
Right. So, what's your final saying score then on Monarch Legacy of Monsters?
Well, yeah, I just can't wait to see more. They better like greenlight series two, season two, and then they also better like let me know that they've done that. And then,
Well,
um,
there's nothing online
I
about
know,
it being greenlit or anything yet.
I know, I'm just hoping.
Yeah.
And and as a fan of some of the original kaiju movies, like I love Godzilla versus Gigan. That was really one of my favorites of all time. I just think that they should eventually get to Gigan and some of the older ones,
Yeah.
Mothra, etc. They should just because. Anyway, um, all that to be said, that I really enjoyed it. I really got a lot out of it, and I think that they have hit a home run with their cast and their storytelling.
Yeah.
And and
You
so
see,
I'll give this a 10 uh 10 of those little pods out of 10. I just think that they're so cool. And I think that the the I love I love the addition of certain elements to the monsters from this series, that there was just like something new added to them. That was fun.
yeah, fleshed out a bit more.
Mhm.
The when I first, this is people out there who haven't seen it yet. When started watching this series, I thought I was going to get a bit confused because of the time jumping all over the place.
Uh-huh.
Because it does it a lot. There's no denying it. They do jump back and forwards in time
Uh-huh.
period. I think, after the first couple of episodes, I think, oh, am I going to get a bit confused here? But you don't. They do simplify it, and it doesn't mess with your understanding of the story at all.
Yeah.
In fact, it sort of helped.
Yeah. I was gonna draw a picture of what the timeline looked like, but
And so, so if anybody hasn't seen it and we're worried about, oh, I'm going to get confused with this, I won't worry about that. So for me, I will give this 9.5 portals out of 10. I'm only dropping half a point because of the lack of subtitles for
oh,
when the
for
you
the
know
Japanese bits.
when the
Yeah.
Japanese characters are talking, and they do it a lot.
Hmm.
Um, you do get the gist of what they're sort of going on about,
Yeah.
but it would just help if there was just that underneath, just to clarify that is what they're talking about. um, so yeah, that's my only little niggle, but I enjoyed it as So still a high score for me and Susan.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's our little review of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, and hopefully a second season with more monsters to come. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
So you guys out there, have you seen it? Let us know what you thought of it in the comments.
Ooh.
If you haven't seen it, go and watch it and come back, and then leave a comment. We're on all social media platforms, so you can find us out, everywhere, and you can leave a comment there on any, X and Facebook and YouTube and Insta. We're all over the place.
Uh-huh.
I share these videos on all the social media platforms,
Uh-huh.
so the link gets out there. You can watch them on any of them. If you watch us on YouTube, please press the bell notification button. and you'll get notified every time we put a video up. And if you'd like to join us, please be 18 plus. Have a working camera and microphone on the
Mhm.
device you use, and you can join us on these casts. Yeah, we like to have some fresh people on here.
Mhm.
I mean, me and Susan don't get bored of each other.
Nope.
We like talking
Yeah.
rubbish, really. Oh, we not rubbish, but we like. Well, sometimes we do. We like talking about movies. We like talking about TV shows. We like talking audio dramas.
So
Anything
much.
from modern to retro to cult. We're all over the joint.
Yep.
So, and we'd like people to join us and you know
Mm.
join in our little gang,
Yep.
because it is a little gang at the moment of two.
Mhm.
So just leave us a message and we'll see if we can get you on.
Sounds
You
good.
see, we can make it work because I'm in the UK, Susan's in America, and the time difference is only about 4 to 5 hours. It varies when the clocks go forward and back, of course. But as long as there's 4 or 5 hours difference, we can make it happen.
Yep.
If it's 13 hours difference, then we might be getting a bit unstuck there.
Yeah.
So just get in touch and let us know if you want to join us. So anything else, Susan?
No, you said it all.
Cool. So until next time, Titans rule.